the sides first. Nice and even. You know, families always have stories they don't talk about. Whispers that come up late at night, but never in the daylight. My family's story is about my cousin. She lived far away, so I only saw her a few times growing up. At first, she seemed just different, quiet, always staring at corners of the room, like she was listening to something no one else could hear. When she was little, she would wander the house at night. Sleepwalking, they said, but she'd stop in front of mirrors, just stand there, whispering to her reflection. I remember one summer at a family gathering, she sat across from me at the table. Out of nowhere, she started humming a melody no one recognized. Low, strange, like something from another time. Her mother told her to stop, but she just smiled, and in that moment, I swear her eyes looked older than the rest of us. Much older. I'll trim the top a little now. The first time I realized something was truly wrong was during another family gathering. We were all in the living room, the lights low, the TV playing in the background. My cousin suddenly stood up, and in this sharp, cold voice, she started speaking. But it wasn't English. It wasn't even a language anyone in the family recognized. My uncle said it sounded like an old dialect he'd only ever heard in church hymns. The words were fast, urgent, like she was reciting something she had memorized centuries ago. What unsettled me most was the way she looked around the room while speaking, like her eyes weren't focusing on any of us, but on something behind us. One of the guests that night was a local priest, just a family friend, nothing formal. He tried to smile, but I'll never forget the way his hands trembled. When she turned to him, she laughed. It wasn't her laugh. It was deep, almost mocking, and that priest, without saying a word, left the house. He never came back again. After that night, no one in the family liked to be alone with her. She was only 14, but she carried this presence about her, like she was older than all of us combined. One night, I was staying at their house. Her bedroom was just down the hall from where I slept. I woke up to a scratching sound, faint, steady, almost like nails dragging across wood. I crept out of bed and followed it. The sound was coming from her room. The door was cracked open, just a sliver, and inside, I saw her. She was on the floor, facing the wall, her fingernails digging into the plaster. Long, jagged scratches spread across it, higher than she could have reached standing. And then, she stopped, completely still. Slowly, she turned her head. Not her body, just her head. Further than I thought a person's neck could turn. And her eyes met mine through the crack in the door. I didn't wait. I slammed my door shut and hid under the covers. In the morning, the scratches were still there. But when I asked about them, her parents told me I must have dreamed it. But I know I didn't. Her parents couldn't deny it anymore. The scratches on the walls, the strange voices, the way animals wouldn't go near her. Even the family dog cowered when she walked into a room. So, they called the same priest who left that night. At first, he refused. But after some persuasion, he agreed to come. Just to say a blessing. Nothing formal, nothing dramatic, just a prayer. I'll never forget the moment he stepped into her room. She was sitting on the bed, staring down at her hands. The priest began speaking softly, reading from a little book he carried. That's when she looked up, and the voice that came out of her mouth, it wasn't hers. It was deep, guttural, layered, like more than one person was speaking at the same time. She said things about the priest that she couldn't have known. Dark secrets, whispered in perfect detail. His face went white. His hands trembled so badly, he dropped the book. And then, every light in the house flickered. Once, twice. Long enough for us to see her shadow move on the wall, even though her body didn't. The priest left in the middle of the prayer. He never came back. Long after the priest fled, things grew worse. At night, her room echoed with knocks. 3 sharp raps against the wall that shook the whole hallway. Her parents tried locking her door, but the next morning, it would always be open. One night, I was staying there again. I woke up to silence. Not a sound in the house. Too still. That's when I noticed a faint glow coming from under her bedroom door. Flickering, like candlelight. I crept closer, every step making my chest tighter. When I finally pushed the door open, the room was empty. Completely empty. The bed neatly made. The window locked shut from the inside. The only thing left on the floor was a small pile of ash, a rosary with its chain snapped in 2, and a single candle, still smoking. We never saw her again. Her parents told the neighbors she had gone away to stay with relatives, but no one in the family ever mentioned her name again. And sometimes, when I catch my reflection in the mirror while cutting hair like this, I swear, for just a second, I see her staring back. All right, almost done here. Just trimming the edges, nice and neat. I'm sorry if that story was a little much. It's just, sometimes, memories don't fade the way we want them to. Most families bury their secrets. Ours, we cut them away strand by strand, hoping they'll never grow back. But don't worry, you're safe here. The room is calm, the light is warm, and I'll make sure your haircut is perfect. Still, if you happen to catch a glimpse of the mirror on your way out tonight, just remember, it's probably nothing.